Jai Siaram. Namaskar and welcome to the English edition of Bharat Vichar. And as always, I take this opportunity to welcome you to the Sumit Peer Show. My friends, my hand folded request, kindly like our channel, kindly subscribe to our channel, like our videos, share them on your social media, and do not forget to press the bell icon. Now, we had a great day yesterday. We had the Pran Pratishtha of Bhagwan Sri Ram. Now, what are we discussing today? Now, we are back to our usual pattern when we'll be talking geopolitics and political issues. Now, today, I want to bring to your notice there is something very strange happening in Europe. We have instances of animal blood and intestines put on the entrance of some of the public institutions in France. Yes, there is blood and intestines, animal intestines, on French roads, on European roads. What is happening in Europe? What is the conspiracy? What are the ideas behind it? What is happening? And what I'm going to tell you and show you will may not be me, you may not like it, but but as always, I'll have a video to show you. You see, first see this video, know it for yourself. These are the entrance to some of the main institutions in France, and what do you see on the road? If you whatever you sell as a pile of that meat loaf, there were the intestines and that was the blood. So people are in animal husbandry, they are in horticulture, they are in agriculture and agriculture. Even there are pig farmers and all. So the intestines and blood is split on the entrances of the institutional buildings of France. This is happening. And let me tell you, the what nobody in the media is talking about, this farmers' protest in France is turning to be a big thing, and entirely in the Europe is turning to be a big thing. They have some objections with the taxes and levies with the government, and now after blocking roads, after causing traffic havocs, they are now going to the level of kind of hitting it below the belt, where you're spilling animal waste and blood on the institution or the entry to the institutions, pushing the government. If the stalemate, if the things continue like this, or the stalemate continues like this, I'm telling you, there'll be a time Europe is going to get into an intense food crisis. Food will be a major issue in Europe. And if you think this farmers' protest is just like a protest happening here and there, no, it is not like that. Let me show you one more side of the farmers' protest. You can see fire, you can see fire tenders, you can see those earth movers. The thing is getting very, very serious. Now, fire, blood, intestine, everything is out. Besides traffic jams and besides lock jamming. Now, what is happening in Europe and what is the story behind it? Look, there are 5-6 major food producers in Europe, which includes France, which includes Germany, which includes few other countries, and their farmers have gone on a rampage. Rampage is there are some issues with the taxes, government levies and all, but that is okay. But the main issue here seems to be these people are hell-bent not to resolve it. What is the theory behind it? The theory behind it is very simple. Soros Foundation, Alex Soros, the son of George Soros, was this WEF. He was meeting a lot of people, and there's a very controversial video which is out. I'm not going to get into that today because I don't have a lot of time in this show. But, when you go through that video, you get some subtle hints. Now, Soros has large land banks and they are into agriculture. Mr. Bill Gates has invested and bought huge farmland in United States of America. World as such is heading to a food shortage. Today, 40% of the food grains for the world are produced in India. Touch wood, we are off this. We had this problem, but Prime Minister Modi managed the problem well. Now, they say if you have the oil, you control the energy of a country. If you have the money, you control the government of the country. And if you have the food, you control the people of the country. So if these things keep on happening like this, the food producing capability of the Europe will be adversely affected. And after Russian-Ukraine war, the Wheat is already scarce in the world. Food and fuel prices both are going up. That will lead to inflation. And when inflation hits, the biggest disaster is that the businesses will get viable, the cost of capital will go up. A lot of things are going to happen which are unforeseen. And when this food capability, when this food producing strength is adversely affected, the people who will have the food, the people who have already got the lands, the people who have already kind of got their act together, they will be the people who will benefit most. You may not need a Mercedes car, or you may not buy a BM, or you may not buy a Toyota, but you still need something to eat. You need your basic food. And the way things are going in Europe and they're getting out of control, I think food security is going to be a major problem in Europe. What are the governments doing to control it? Practically nothing. Who are the group of people who are interested? Yes, they are. What are they trying to control? They're trying to control the food of the world. Food is going to be a very big business. Take my word for it. And Europe is heading for disaster. I've been always saying that the ultimate eventuality of the Russian-Ukrainian conflict will be Europe. Because ultimately, after this conflict, Europe is not a force who can catch up with the United States of America. And in a lot of ways and places, Europe is gone. It's no longer that potent force what it used to be before. I'm talking about the European Union put together. Now, with this happening, there was one more important development which happened in Davos. I could see Bill Gates, I could see the CEO of Pfizer, and I could see the head of WHO. Maybe you know this person. It is believed that they had a closed door meeting for 3 hours. And with the food fiasco going on, with the farm production being hit and all, there was a full-fledged meeting for 3 hours. And after that, these people come, and WHO has warned us today there's a disease X and pandemic X. X can be anything. I don't know what is X. A pandemic X is going to hit the world, and it is on the cards. Imagine the economies of the world. Imagine the cost of capital of the world. Imagine the disrupted supply chains of the world. Imagine the food crisis of the world. Imagine the pharma issues in the world. Imagine the raw material supplies in the world. And now imagine the meeting wherein the world is told there's a new pandemic which is going to come and hit you. And imagine what is happening on European streets today. Where is the world heading? Who's controlling the world? I've done a video, who exactly controls America? I even told you, done a video, who are the people, which are the companies where they come from. Victoria Nuland, Jackson Wood, director of CIA. In this house of cards, in this Game of Thrones, who is controlling whom and who's controlling what is very difficult to say. But there is definitely a conspiracy on what is happening in Europe and what is happening in the world over. If you join the dots, you get the picture. That's why I told you there are going to be 5 years of turbulence. 5 years of turbulence for the Europe and US. This year doesn't look good for Europe. This year doesn't look for United States of America. So my brothers, sisters, friends, where you are, brace up. It's going to be a bumpy ride. It's going to be a really bumpy ride, because I think a lot of things are already said. On that note, I would like to end my session today. Thank you very much for joining. Vande Matram, Bharat Maa Ki Jai, and Har 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 Mahadev.